So today is January 31st and Saturday. So starting tomorrow, February 1st, I am going to be going into the changes for the One Big Beautiful Bill that impacts a lot of you guys, and before I go into that, because I'm already seeing it with a lot of clients that we're working with for 2025 already, um, the big beautiful bill, like it's not going to help a lot of you if you have really messy books. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. But then February is all about the different changes in the One Big Beautiful Bill and how it impacts you. We're going to be doing some deep dive in there. But if this is your first time joining me for the 2026 Live, I am in a series where I am just talking about different tax topics for the 2026 filing season. And my name is Jennifer, and I am the founder and CEO of Hair CEO. We are a business advisory, bookkeeping, and tax firm helping self employed hair professionals and beauty business owners, hair business owners. So if you're new here, welcome. And, type live in the chat if no, actually type 31 if you are live in the chat and this is your very first time joining. But if you're watching the replay, type hashtag replay just to let me know that you were watching this after the fact. So, like I mentioned, 2026 filing season, there are a lot of changes that going into effect. Some of them starting now for 2025, which we're filing. Some of them will take, effect next year. But what I'm seeing is that, you know, those tax credits and deductions and, special cases that are applicable for now for 2025, I'm still seeing that, a lot of hair professionals are coming to me and their books are just not accurate. So, these tax credits, these laws that are being changed to help you, to help you as a business owner be more strategic with your money and not pay as much in taxes, you're not going to be able to take advantage of these things if your books are a mess. And so, wanted to talk a little bit about kind of what you can do before we head into, the tax topics under the big beautiful bill once, tomorrow starts. So, three things that I really want to talk you through today to help you um, prepare a little bit if you are, still haven't, still need to file 2025, but mostly heading into future, looking towards the future and 2026 and beyond. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to stop commingling. I'm seeing this right now. Clients that we're working with right now for 2025 tax season, they're coming to us and it's just all the money all together, right? And it's overwhelming to them. And it might be overwhelming to you. You have to stop it. You have to stop right now. Like tomorrow, I love that today is January 31st because it's always easy to start new habits February 1st. So starting tomorrow, I want you, even if like you're telling me, like, Jennifer, I don't even have a business bank account set up yet. It's okay. I want you to even like open up um, a separate account, a personal account, because some states you have to have an LLC or a DBA or something to open up a business bank account. But I just want you to resolve to yourself that you are not going to commingle your money anymore. So that has to stop because it's so hard to determine, what was business versus what is personal. It makes filing taxes just a nightmare for you. And then if you end up like saying, okay, well, I'm just going to pay somebody to do it, um, you're often surprised because it's expensive. It's really expensive if you're trying to get someone to clean up all of your books and you're telling them, oh, yeah, this has personal stuff in it as well. It's already hard enough if it's just a business account because they got to go back 12 months. But if you're also telling them that this money is your personal funds and your business, that's going to be a pretty penny. So, yes, I want you to stop doing that. The second thing is getting ready for these tax laws that are going to benefit you with the one big beautiful bill, it's going to be so important to digitize your receipts. You do not want to rely on receipts that are crinkled up in a shoebox, in a folder, somewhere physically inside of drawers inside your salon or your stations. I've seen it all. Believe me, I have. So, what I want you to get in the habit of doing is making digital copies of this stuff. When people are filling out our organizer for when we are trying to get the information on what did you spend money on, one of the questions that we ask, if we say, okay, how much did you spend in advertising this year or last year? And someone says, oh, I spent, $7,000 on advertising in 2025. Then we're going to say, okay, what is that number based on? What documents are you using to justify or to make sure that you have proof if the IRS ever comes back for an audit? Like, we don't do this to make your lives a living he double hockey sticks. We don't do that for that reason. What we're doing is we want to make sure that your stuff is airtight in the event that the IRS selects you for an audit. Because here's the thing, with the one big beautiful bill, there's a lot that's going to help you, but I truly believe that this might also show an uptick in audits because it opens up the floodgates, with these new changes where people can pay lower taxes because they already know, okay, the folks who are just going to be pulling numbers out the sky because, oh yeah, now I have this tax deduction. I think they're going to be calling a lot of people's bluff. And if you don't have those receipts or you have to dig them up out of somewhere, that's going to be a problem. So I want you to start digitizing your receipts. This can be as easy as taking a photo of your receipt and just emailing it to yourself with a description of what it is. And if you have like Gmail or something like that, where the storage is large, especially, I mean, this could be a write-off for you. Google Workplace, and then have have the storage capabilities. That's what I do. If I'm spending my money on something and they don't have the option for them to email me a receipt, which is something I always request. If they say, do you want your receipt emailed? Yes, sign me up. Thank you very much. Because they are solving an issue that I have, which is I need to make sure that I have those receipts in a digital format. So you want to make sure that you are either emailing a copy to yourself, or there are some apps where you can take a picture and then it stores it in the app. If you have QuickBooks, certain versions of QuickBooks will allow you to take a picture and send it to QuickBooks. So now that it's attached to your actual transaction. So there are plenty of ways to digitize your receipts. And so that's what I want you to do, because again, you want to make sure that you can justify these deductions that you're going to be taking under the one big beautiful bill. And then lastly, what you want to do is you want to create a system when no, because you have a business, everything runs on a system, whether you know it or not. It might be a jacked up system. It might be a system that's like, it feels like it's non-existent, but no, you have a system. Some people's system is not to do anything. That's a system, right? Like, yeah, I don't do anything. Okay. Yep, that's your system. So you have to create a system where it's going to work in your favor, where some people's system is every week, every Monday, they're sitting down and they're going through all of their transactions. They're writing everything out. For example, I know some barbers, no, it was a barber. Yeah, some barbers, what they do is they list out all of the money that they've made from services, all of the money they've made through tips. And that is going to be a lifesaver for them this year because the one big beautiful bill, that $25,000 tax deduction on tips that we're going to go over in detail. Yeah, some people are trying to claim that. And I'm like, okay, that's great. Where's the documentation? Let's make sure this thing is airtight. I don't have it. Okay, well, how much did you make in tips? 25,000. Do you know how much of a red flag that's going to be? You're telling me, literally, this is a conversation. You're telling me your total income for the year is 35,000. And then 25,000 of that was tips. Come on. Can we like flash red everywhere? That's going to be a huge red flag. So you want to make sure that you are actually creating a system, and this is something that you do on a regular basis so that you can have the details of the income and, of course, the expenses that are going out. Now, if you are the type of person where you're like, Jennifer, I don't want an extra thing to do. I already have a lot of things that I'm doing for my business. I'm already stretched really thin. This is not something that I want, but I do want to take advantage of all of the new tax deductions, the new tax credits. Like, I want to be in a position where I can take advantage of this stuff. I just don't want to do it on my own. And I definitely want to invite you to click the link in my description. Like I mentioned, we do advisory, bookkeeping, and taxes for self-employed hair professionals and hair business owners. And if that is you, I would love to help you out. This is all we do. We specialize with this industry because with things like taxes, it's not general. Tax deductions, tax credits are all based on industry and what's ordinary and what's necessary for your industry. And so when we're reading the tax bill, like we're going to be stepping into this one big, beautiful bill, I'm taking it head on from the perspective of how do businesses that are in the hair industry, in the beauty industry, how does that relate to them? So that's the angle that I'm going to be coming at. But if you would like help filing your taxes for this season, or maybe a prior year taxes, maybe you need to get caught up, click the link in my description and I would love to help you out. And again, my name is Jennifer Drew and I help simplify profits and taxes for self-employed hair professionals. And I will see you tomorrow. And oh, by the way, tomorrow is February 1st. And tomorrow I will not be showing up at 7 p.m. I'm going to be coming on earlier because I have a pre-arranged event that I have to attend. So I can't be live at 7 p.m. I don't know what time I'm going to be live tomorrow, but if you get notifications, if you have the notifications on, you will receive a notification about the time that I'll be going live. And so you will receive that notification then. But otherwise, if you can't meet me at the time where I'm going to be live tomorrow earlier, then you'll have to catch the replay. All right. So I will see you tomorrow and we will dive into the first topic of the One Big Beautiful Bill.